Welcome back to another exciting edition of Rake Position where anything can happen. This is our third try at this. Multiple technical difficulties. All Joe's fault. I'm Aaron, the host.
I'm Joe, the groundskeeper. New merch, possibly coming. We want to kind of get a what do they call that when they do they throw some samples out to people and they see how it tests? What do you call that? A test group. So yeah, listeners, if you could give us your input on this. So it's going to be clothing. Jay Lee, if what's something you would want for the lower half of your body?
Pants.
Well, we already have pants, right? We already have shorts, right? What's something we don't have? We don't have anything going the other way with it. So I've developed what I call longs, and basically it's just but about 2 feet past your feet. So we'll have our logo on it. We'll have our Rake Your Position name on it. Probably come in red and white to begin with. So keep an eye out for that. Probably priced incredibly high, but we'll see how it tests. Thanks, listeners.
Oh, Joe. I'm Jay Lee the Rover. Quick shout out to my lovely wife for telling me that she actually watched one of our episodes, gentlemen. So again, like we kind of discussed, don't know if it was out of boredom or trying to put the kid to sleep, as Aaron would say, or but anyway, she watched it, and that's all that matters. So I love you. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you watch more. And I'm going to pass it to Cook. Oh, never mind. Still not there.
Said he's going to be joining us later, so crossing our fingers. It's been a little over a week since last time we met, so we're going to highlight some news, talk about the Hall of Fame. That all happened since last time we were able to get together. And, of course, Jared's got another exciting round of trivia so we can make Joseph cry and go home. But before that, Joseph's got a fun little segment for us today. So, groundskeeper, take it away.
Yes, I do. We're going to have a couple special guests come in here in just a few seconds. Hopefully Aaron's internet holds up. And they happen to be the father of Aaron, the host, and the father of Joe, the groundskeeper. Two legends making two more legends. So I'm going to go ahead and admit Pat, if you want to slide in. And I'm going to be admitting David. And we're back.
All righty, here he is.
Take two.
Got his longs
4 or
on.
5.
It's not
Oh
long.
my gosh.
Got my longs on.
Dad,
Oh,
I'll have to fill you in on that joke later, but
Okay.
Can we call it a joke?
it's not a joke. It's going to be probably one of our highest selling items.
already
So
is.
here we have Patrick Cooney. Here we have David Otwell, listed as David the East Pike Prodigy, as he was nicknamed back in the 70s. So we got this together. The month of January is both Patrick and David's birthday, and a lot of times we would do stuff, usually go to a movie, drink soda, eat popcorn, and watch some movie that Aaron and Pat would complain about afterwards. But Pat's living in Tennessee right now, so we decided to roll with this. We're going to keep it baseball related, get some memories and words of wisdom out of Pat and David on the baseball world. So Jay Lee, Aaron, anything you wanted to add to that?
I'm glad they're here. Let's have some fun.
Yeah,
All
happy
right.
birthday.
Thank you.
All right. Dad, your mic picks up your voice really well, so maybe talk just slightly quieter. But with that said,
Makes editing easier.
yeah, I would text you, but you're on your phone, then I know that would mess things up. So we're going to start with favorite player. Pat, I'm going to give you a little extra time to think of maybe who your favorite player from back in the day was. So I'm going to start with Dad on this one. Dad, the first time around you did really great. So let's see if you can replicate that. Who's a player you maybe liked or admired back in the days as you were growing up?
Lou Brock for the St. Louis Cardinals.
And why would you say that?
Well, he was a very good ball player. He stole a lot of bases, hit home runs, a good outfielder, and he was a good man. He probably one of the best trades the Cardinals ever made was for him.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us
Traded,
maybe.
yeah, a little more in depth on that. Who they traded? Who they get him from?
They got him from the Cubs.
Oh,
It
that's
was a
crazy.
six. It was a six-player trade. 3 from the Cardinals and 3 from the Cubs. And
And then
out of the
follow-up
6
question.
guys, huh?
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Continue.
Out of the 6 guys, the only one you would ever know would be Lou Brock. The names.
So the Cardinals won that trade. And then can you tell us what happened the following year after that trade?
They won the 1964 World Series.
Oh, cool. And then to remind Aaron real quick, would you like to name all the years we won the World Series so he's aware? You don't have to, but it's up to you.
I couldn't name them all, but they've won 13. There's 11? I thought it was 13.
Should be.
Don't get ahead of yourself yet, David. They're rebuilding right now. 12 and 13 in the future.
Yeah. But yeah, they're number 2 behind the Yankees. The Yankees have won the most World Series, but they got some other teams are sneaking up on them too, like the Red Sox and. But anyway.
Yeah.
Los Angeles.
Well, let's see if Pat has a favorite player from the past, and if he could give us a reason as to why that would be his favorite player, or maybe just any type of memory of a baseball themed from back in the day.
Okay, this is a true story. Ty Cobb. Why Ty Cobb? My best friend, one of my best friends in school, his last name was Cobb, and his grandpa's name was Ty. This is true. And they ran the local tavern there. And I always thought Ty Cobb, the baseball player, owned the tavern in Richland. That's true. Other than him, though, my favorite person to watch was Joseph Otwell playing shortstop in high school. He was awesome. I just remember some awesome plays.
All those.
It was inspirational.
Dad's the only one that knows about Ty Cobb in this family, apparently.
I was gonna say he owned a bar and he's one of the best catchers of all time. And I never played a single inning in shortstop. So keeping on the baseball theme, keeping on favorite things from the past. So we had a whole episode devoted to what our favorite baseball movies. And we had a top 10 list and we voted it down to get to our favorite. But I'm wondering, you guys have been around a little bit longer than us. Maybe what are some of your favorite baseball movies? And if there's any old ones maybe we would have missed, what would some of those be? Go ahead, Dad.
When I was a kid, I really don't remember any baseball movies when I was a kid. Now, when I was, in my 20s, of course, The Natural, Field of Dreams is a good movie, and The Sandlot, I actually watched that first time when you guys were little, so that's a good movie.
Classic. Yeah, classic.
I'm pretty sure that was voted as our number one.
I think it was,
yeah.
Pat, same question to you. Favorite baseball movie?
Sandlot was a good one. It reminded me of the movie Stand By Me about the young kids getting together, and also going back to that one webcast you guys did when you're talking about the last time you did something, like the last time you guys left a group as a bunch of friends at the ball field, the last time you're all together. It had that kind of feeling, and I actually shed a couple of tears on that podcast.
Oh, here for
it.
Pull all them heartstrings.
It was good.
I believe it.
Speaking of father sons, we might have someone else ready to join the pod.
Oh boy.
We're bringing back. This is a. Do we call him like a semi-regular now, or is he's still a regular?
He's hit 95% of the pods.
All right. Well, without further ado,
I don't know if it's 95%. It might be like closer in the 80s.
Let's welcome. I'll let him do his own intro. Intro. I don't want to steal his thunder, but we're gonna bring in a fifth party here, and hopefully our internet connection holds up.
Ladies and gentlemen, Darth Vader.
Hi, guys.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Vader's voice has changed a lot. Holy cow.
It's
You
me, Darth.
You need to loosen your helmet.
Yeah. What's on a little tight there? What's your sign say back there, Darth?
I love you, Daddy.
How nice.
You want to fill us in on where that came from?
It was a Christmas present for my son. It is made for a 4-year-old's head. It is not made for a 31-year-old's head.
Well, good thing you're like 3'2", 61 pounds. So we're excited, Corey. We're asking the dads some baseball related trivia. Joe and Jared, we got any more trivia for them, or any questions for them?
Yeah, I got a couple more. I was going to ask. No, I think this still kind of pertains. This one you might not have an answer to this because I didn't give you guys any headway on it, but heads up on it. So if you could think of watching, and I guess we'll go with. I know you both have multiple children, but Pat, if you can think of what's a memory you remember from watching Aaron play, and Dad, if you can remember anything. I mean, I had so many homers and stuff. I know it's hard to pick one, but if you can remember like a memory of any time of our playing career and just kind of walk us through what it was, what you remember, and yeah, we'll reminisce for a second. Pat, you want to go first?
Go for it. He can't remember.
The reason he turned out so good is I coached him in Little League. I was the assistant coach.
We've heard this story.
Is that a question?
And so I love those memories. I would always coach first base. And whenever he got up to bat, I would always go, "I love you, son." I still tell him that. And
surprised you stuck with baseball, Aaron.
Here's Dad, before you answer, if you have an answer, here's a question. Pat, what farm league team was Aaron on?
Oh,
it was on two of them.
That's not fair. You're supposed to.
Dad, what farm league team was I on? Farm league.
It was Denny Richards' team.
Nope.
That was
Little League.
That's Little League. Oh, farm league.
That's Little League.
I don't know. I retired out of coaching by then because I was getting stupid.
Do you remember what farm league team I was on?
No, I don't. I am so sorry. I'm a terrible, terrible dad and friend.
Ooh.
I'd say Big Diaper Butt for.
Oh, you remember Ashley? He remembers my sister's teams that were even further ago, but can't remember mine.
I know it wasn't McDonald's.
Right. That was also Ashley, yes. All right, moving on to the other dad who cares about his son.
But do you remember the farm league team?
Do I remember the farm league team?
That I was on, yes.
This was after high school?
Oh, well, this is when I was like 6 years old.
8 and 9. Before Little League.
Before Little League.
Oh, okay.
I would play AAA after high school. We're talking way back.
You did not.
No, I do not.
Wow.
Was that when
one of Aaron's uniforms was red? Because I saved it. Yeah, because I found it and I saved it.
Oh, the All-Star jersey was red.
Yeah.
Let's go to.
He made All-Stars.
Is that when Joe was a coach?
No. Okay, we're gonna get past this.
Nope, that was that before Joe.
Well,
we'll just cut that part out so it looks like our dads love us.
No, keep that part in. This is gold.
All right. For my father, I have just a few more questions, and then I don't know if we're keeping them or voting them out. Dad, you graduated in 73, right?
I did, yes.
Okay. Who won the National League MVP and who won the American League MVP in 1973?
I have no idea.
Just guess. Big name players.
1973. National League, Johnny Bench. American
Right,
League.
right team. Wrong player.
Ooh,
Is he a Hall of Famer?
Nope.
Oh.
He should be. All-time hits leader.
Oh.
all-time hits leader.
Yeah.
National League or American League?
All time.
Or
That was
all
a hit.
time?
That was the MVP.
Oh,
The all-time hits
oh,
leader.
Pete Rose, Pete Rose, Pete Rose, Pete Rose. Yeah.
Hey, who was the American League MVP?
In 1973. You know, I was always a National League fan. Ooh, I don't know.
I am the straw that stirs the drink.
Uh, I'm
Jackson. Okay, one more. Who was the National League Cy Young winner in 1973?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Who did you say a name?
Okay. No, I didn't. For some reason, now it's went to your AirPods.
Thanks, Apple.
Technology.
Still hear me?
Yeah,
Yep,
you're
we got
good.
you.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, so we're going American League.
National
MVP,
League
right?
Cy Young. National League Cy Young.
That's about what I expect.
73.
73.
Steve Carlton.
Nope. Tom Seaver, National League Cy Young, 1973. Good guess. That's all I had. Aaron, I'll throw it back over to you to lead us.
Yeah, I don't have any other questions. Jared, you got some questions?
Oh, yeah. David, if you want to stick around and see this, we're going to ask Pat a few baseball questions to test his knowledge here. They're not as in depth, but we're going to test you here. Okay. All right, Pat, you ready? Let me know when you're ready.
Go Chiefs.
All right. And Pat wins this trivia round. That's the correct answer. Nope. Here we go. All right, Pat. Question 1. Standing at home plate, which side is left field?
You should have did. Never mind.
The left side.
What'd you say?
The left side. Standing at home plate.
Okay, cool. Good job.
Thank you.
Question 2.
Yes, thank you.
What team did Babe Ruth play for?
Did who?
Babe Ruth.
Whoopie, dude.
I thought that was a candy bar. He played for the Hershey's.
Pat's actually who the kid from The Sandlot was based off of.
Yeah,
Rez.
he's small.
Hey, my
Is that
cousins are Smalls. I've got some cousins named Smalls.
You sticking with Hershey's? Is that your final answer?
I don't know. I know it wasn't the Cardinals. I know it wasn't
Correct.
the Cubs.
Correct.
Okay, so there, I'm right. I'm right twice.
Well, you've knocked off a couple teams, but there's still about 28 other ones you could pick.
Friend.
It's not the Diamondbacks. It's not the Rays.
He doesn't even know those are baseball teams.
David,
the
no,
Braves.
can I call a friend?
Yeah, go ahead. Call a friend.
Hey, David. David, are you home?
Yes,
What's the
I
answer?
am.
What's the answer?
He played for the Boston Red Sox, and then he played the rest of his career for the New York Yankees.
Okay, I got an answer.
Retired as a Brave.
Boston Red Sox
That's true.
and retired as a Brave.
He was terrible with the Yankees.
Sorry, we were looking for the Yankees, Pat. That's the wrong answer. You mentioned Braves, and we were done there. All right, I got one last question for you here. What is the name of the MLB team that plays in Canada?
Toronto.
Huh?
Toronto.
Uh-huh. It's not the Torontos.
Toronto Teamsters.
Oh, I thought he was going
I thought you were gonna get it. It's a bird. It's a bird, Pat.
Hey, I've worked all my life studying in high school and college. I didn't have time to watch baseball and all this stupid knowledge you
They
guys
didn't
have
have
in your
baseball
brains.
in Iowa.
It's because you guys have excellent dads. You guys have excellent dads that put you guys through college where you can go and play and have all this fun while we were working.
All right, that ends the dad segment of Ranking Position.
All right, yeah. Thank you, guys.
Looking for Blue Jays.
You're welcome.
Blue Jays.
All righty. Well, thank you guys for jumping on.
Yeah, thank you. This is awesome.
What?
I want to show you my shirt. It says, "Excuse me, Bear, but you bored me to death for a minute."
But he can't even read, guys.
I wear this every time I watch your podcast.
Oh, well,
my
thank
gosh.
you for the kind words.
Wow.
Well, he's been on here twice and he's mouthed this twice, guys.
I wonder
he
where
won't
you
be
get it
back,
from.
guys.
Hey, Dad.
Love you guys.
Are you
guys
done?
awesome.
You done?
Dad, set my AirPods.
Oh,
See you later.
You want me to come back?
No.
What do you need? More questions?
Need more baseball knowledge. Oh man, well that went about as well as I expected it to go. So
I
good
actually
job,
thought
guys.
it went better. So
Yeah, only one. Well, we had multiple technical difficulties, but nobody else will know that. Alrighty, guys. So just highlighting a few news segments as we get rolling here with the regular episode. We pull up our list. A bunch of signings have been happening lately. Before we talk about the Dodgers, Santander went to Toronto. Somebody finally took their money.
Blue Jays finally got somebody.
Yeah, finally.
Woohoo.
Profar finally signed with the Braves. Big trade there. I'm glad Corey's here. The biggest trade that's happened since last episode is Ryan Presley. What do we think about Ryan Presley come Chicago?
I don't know what they gave up.
It's a random low-level pitcher, Bello or something like that. And they got some cash for him, $5.5 million.
Oh, I'm pretty good with that then.
Yeah, 1 year, $9.5 million for a proven back-end guy.
Yeah, I mean they need one. He is. I mean, he didn't. I think he was not happy about not closing, but last year, which is why he probably waived his no trade to come to Chicago.
Is he the favorite to close for the Cubs?
Yeah, the other guy would be Porter Hodge, who is second in line. Everybody knows Porter Hodge, right?
Mm-hmm. I've heard that name a few times on here.
That's a sick name.
I didn't know what that Morgan guy too. He had a good year last year. I didn't know.
No, but it's Eli. Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
Is he? I thought they might try and start him, but I also don't know what I'm talking about either. So
perfect. You'll fit
I'm
right
just
in.
here to exactly. I'm hoping to at least like give you some sort of competition in trivia. That's the only reason I'm here.
There's been a bunch of other smaller signings, nothing huge, but I do want to highlight the Dodgers because they keep on dodgering. Of course, since we've last talked, they won the Roki Suzaki sweepstakes, if we can call it that, because the sweepstakes implies it was a little bit of random and chance, which I don't think anybody believes there was much chance for anybody else to get him. $6.5 million international bonus pool money going to Sasaki, and then a day later they signed Tanner Scott to the bullpen. So, of course, Tanner Scott's deferred somewhat as well. But thoughts on Sasaki? What's going on out there in Dodger Town?
Don't love it. I mean, I'm more upset about Tanner Scott. I wish we could, have another guest appearance and get Adam on here just to get his 2 cents.
I don't think the world needs that right now.
We should have just had his tweets ready.
Yeah. It's not fun for anybody else besides Dodger fans, but I don't think they're doing anything wrong. So that's kind of the bottom line of it. I think I was looking at their Suzuki's stats in the Japanese league versus Yamamoto stats, and not as good as Yamamoto. He's
No.
3
And we
years
talked about
younger.
this too. If you
Yeah.
notice, he had 4 years, not even 400 innings pitched yet. So
Yeah. Um, he could be great, but I don't. It's a great another good potential arm. Uh, but I think he still has a lot to prove, specifically against major league hitters. I will be surprised if he has as good of a year as Yamamoto had last year. I didn't realize Yamamoto only pitched 90 innings last year. So it's all kind of interesting. Uh, they're taking a risk still, certainly. So
yeah, but good for them for spending the money they're making. Joe, Jared, you got any thoughts?
I'd like to hear Joe's.
Really? Oh man, my thoughts. I'm sure I know I've said 1,000 times through our text, and I'm sure I've said on here before about um, there probably needs to be a cap. Like Corey said, he doesn't think they're doing anything wrong. I don't think they're doing anything wrong, really. That's probably too strong of a word. It's not like they're going overseas and like threatening these people and saying play for the Dodgers or we bomb your island.
We don't know that.
that's just
That's
you.
true. I guess we don't know that. And typically I would say that's just me. That's what I
Yeah.
would. Did you? We did talk about that a little bit on our last pod, didn't we? And typically I would say free market makes everything better, but it seems like in sports, and I guess I just compare it to the other leagues where it seems like I don't know. I guess the Chiefs are back in the Super Bowl, but that's another topic. It seems like when there's teams spending relatively the same amount of money, you get more and better competition. So I feel like sports is the one area where you don't let that. I don't know if free market's the right terminology, but you don't let that just run wild because sports is the one area where hey, we want all the teams to have the same chance. And when you start outspending teams 3, 4, 5 to 1, are you keeping that edge, and is that good for viewership? I don't know. I don't know what the numbers are, but I guess that's my thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, it
Yeah.
seems like sports fans for sure they like to have a team to hate. For us growing up it was the Yankees. Now then it was the Astros for a little bit. Now it seems like it's the Dodgers, but
I still hate the
everybody
Astros.
everybody loves hating the Chiefs unless you're a Chiefs fan. So it happens. What do you got, Jared?
Yeah, just real quick. I think whenever you build this sort of super team, the expectation just gets obviously higher and higher and higher. I think for the Dodgers, if they don't win the World Series, like this is a failure. So that kind of adds some sort of pressure to the players too, which could be a good or a bad thing. But then also, I think what we've come to find out in baseball playoffs alone, you just make the playoffs and anything can happen. So like the Dodgers can go win 140 games, but I mean they go up against the wrong team in the playoffs. Who knows what can happen? So as frustrating as it is, I think for all of us to see them sign all these players, I don't know. We can see. We know the Dodgers have a track record of their pitching never being healthy either. So they could probably sign another 10 pitchers by the end of it and only have one healthy pitcher.
I assume they'll go 6-man rotation the whole year. Sasaki, Shohei, and Yamamoto are all accustomed to that. And then the other guys they have that they'll be running out there will be injury risks. So one thing that I just want to highlight that I thought was interesting, and I don't know, this has been a trend for a few years now about everybody talking about how awesome the Dodgers farm system is, how great they are at developing their own pitchers. And everybody's like, that's why Sasaki went there. They're great developing pitchers. Like, who is in the majors right now that came up as a Dodgers farm hand that were like, holy cow, this guy's a stud. Like the best player the Dodgers have that's homegrown is Will Smith, and that was 10 years ago. Look at who they traded for Betts. Those guys aren't even. I mean, Verdugo and guys that are in the bigs. Um, the guys they traded for Scherzer and Turner, they still have a chance of being productive. And then the guys they've kept, They're nothing special. So I don't know. I think the media loves to drum up the Dodgers too, as far as how awesome the organization is, when they really haven't produced anything. Here's a list of pitchers that they produced lately. Gonsolin, he's 30. He has 7.8 WAR. Dustin May, he's going to be 28, has 3.2 WAR. Bobby Miller, 26, has negative 1.9 WAR. Stone, 26, has 1.8 WAR. Sheehan's hurt. Bueller, you know, Bueller's one of theirs. He's going to be 31. He's already on another team. He only has 12.2 WAR for his career at 30. Urias was actually probably their best one. He's not going to be back anytime soon for other reasons. So maybe I go all the way back to Kershaw to like, hey, the Dodgers developed this stud pitcher, or go back to Will Smith. Hey, the Dodgers just developed this stud prospect that turned into a beast. I don't know. It's been weird. So I don't know. We'll see how it plays out because they've got 16 pitchers ready to go this year. They'll need them all, I think.
It is true.
But you still have
still a pretty good
Otani,
16
Betts,
pitchers.
Freeman. So so that's probably all you need on that side of the ball. Any other thoughts on free agent signings? Any that you want to highlight that we really didn't talk about? There's been a lot more that have signed, but nothing big. Still waiting on Alonso. Still waiting on Bregman. I'm still interested. Scherzer, I think somebody's going to give him one year deal. I take Scherzer on a 1 year deal over a lot of these guys getting 1 year deals. Be interested to see
Not that it's a signing, but did you see the Mets owner come out and say that the Alonso talks are
Basically, I'm
exhausting?
sick and tired of this. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of seems like a
he
guy that
needs
would
the
come
Mets
out
a
and
lot
say
more than they
something.
need him, which I don't know.
True, but
Is he a
very
Boros guy?
outspoken.
I don't know if he's a Boros guy or not. I don't know. It seems like if Soto's going to be batting second or third, they don't have a proven bat behind him. However, I think this Vientos guy or somebody like that can probably do what Alonso is going to do, 30 and 100. I don't know. First base is just a position you don't spend a lot on. I think Alonso would make more in New York on the Mets than he will for anybody else, and that's I think maybe why he's banking on, and the Mets know that, so they don't want to bid against themselves.
He is a Boris guy.
Yes, thank you. Because I mean, you think about the other teams that need a first baseman. I think just about everybody except for maybe the Mariners have fixed first base. The Astros brought in Walker. The Nationals brought in two guys, Lowe and Bell. Yankees got Goldie.
The Cardinals moved a catcher to first base.
Yeah, Cardinals went in house. So
Really,
there's not a whole lot of teams needing first base that have the money to spend. So it'll be interesting. Yeah. So we got what, 3 weeks before some camps start opening, before pitchers and catchers start reporting. So it always seems to be the case that if you report late, you have a bad year. It hardly ever works out well. So these guys surely their families want to know where they're going to be staying too. So time's ticking. So I expect those guys to sign in the next week.
The deals seem to
already
keep getting more like complex and complex with some of these opt-out, opt-ins, deferrals, yada yada yada. So I can understand where maybe Cohen's saying what he's saying. Like,
yeah.
I mean, we don't know what the offer is, but it might be like, dude, how many more things do you want in this deal signed on the dotted line? But
well, how often does a player like that come and say, "Here's a 3-year deal, take this"? Like that just shows that he has no other offers on the table. Like, showing his hand.
Yeah, you didn't want to hit on the Profar. That's your team.
I mean, it's a nice get for the Braves. The Braves had to do something. They're going to have the worst outfield in April, but now come May they might have the best outfield in the National League. If Profar is last year's Profar or not, but Profar, Harris, Acuna, Profar really did fix his swing. Acuna is already working out at Truist Park. They show him running with no braces. They're not going to activate him in April like they did last time. Like he didn't hardly miss any of April last time, and he got hurt later on in the year the first time around. So he got hurt a month earlier, but they're going to wait and activate him come May, it sounds like, no matter what. So
is he going to DH more? Or?
No. You'd rather want Acuna on 80% knee than a Zuna on 100% knees out there.
I don't know.
So yeah, I mean, it's a good get game for 3 years at 14 mil a year. The season he had last year. Just hope that season is the new profile going forward. He's not one of these Curacao guys and Netherlands guys that grew up watching Andrew Jones, supposedly lifelong Braves fan, super happy to be there, blah blah blah. Of course, I've never met a free agent that says, "Man, I really did not want to play for the Braves, or I really did not want to play for the team that I signed for, but they gave me the money." So you never hear that side. So we'll see.
Always like I guess you could say it's with players too, but like coaches that like right now NFL teams are hiring coaches, and I mean some of these coaches are going into awful situations, but they're so like pumped about working
My
for this
dream
storied
job.
franchise, and they're there's no better situation right now than what I'm coming into. I'm just like, you sure about that?
Yeah, Jacksonville. Woof.
Yeah, get out of here, Liam Cohen.
Leonard Cohen.
The Bucks offensive coordinator said, "I'm not going to Jacksonville." Was about to sign the biggest coordinator contract ever. Next day, all right, I'm going to Jacksonville. Totally used the Bucks to get more money from him. Anyway, that's a different podcast.
Smart.
Joe, what we got? We got Hall of Fame on the docket here. You want to share some news on what happened last week?
Well, why don't you give us a little more of a segue as I get that pulled up?
Hall of Fame results were announced last week, and I forgot two guys here. Of course, back at the beginning of the offseason, we had two guys get nominated by veterans committees, Dick Allen of the Reds and Dave Parker of the Pirates. So we've known for a while those two sluggers are going to get in there. Very similar players, big personalities, clutch hitters, power guys, solid numbers of a bygone era when outfield defense didn't seem to matter. And then we had the ballot for the writers announced last week, and we got three more names added to Hall of Fame this year.
Yeah, and I know we've went through more than once about, mostly how the Hall of Fame works. The writers can vote up to 10 players. The players got to get at least 75% of the vote to get in. There's a committee that puts people onto the ballot, which I'll let our listeners go look up the ballot itself. They put some Omega Lowell players on there that have no chance of getting into the Hall of Fame. But we did have three people make it this year. We had somebody in their 8th year get in the upper 60s, I think. Maybe he'll make it in by his 10th. Maybe he does deserve it. Maybe he doesn't. But the three people that did get in, I know when we did our forecast, I think we all had these people getting in, plus a few others. But the three that got in were Ichiro Suzuki, Billy Wagner, and CC Sabathia. It's kind of, I guess it's been this way for a while, probably for me and Aaron, but like we're seeing our super beasts that we watched growing up now in the Hall of Fame. So getting old here. Like Billy Wagner, I'll just give a few quick memories. Throwing left-handed gas. I remember him out of the Astros bullpen. Absolutely lights out. Look at his numbers. Ichiro, we all know Ichiro's story. I'll let somebody hit on his non-unanimous decision. And then CC Sabathia stayed healthy for the most part, I think, and until the end of his career, and just racked up a lot of numbers in a lot of categories. So definitely think he deserves to be in as well. So he's a beast. But what were you guys' thoughts of the vote?
CC Sabathia is a, prime physique of a baseball player. I think it's what everybody should aspire to.
Bartolo Colon-esque.
Yeah.
No, I was like CC and Ichiro. You could tell they both probably worked out together. And
yeah, I had a hard time telling them apart, to be honest.
Maybe that's why Ichiro didn't get all 100% of the votes, because they thought he was CC.
Yeah, thank goodness one of them was a pitcher and one of them was a hitter, or else I would have mixed them up even more. I think they all deserve it. I'm gonna get on my soapbox since I missed when you guys talked about this.
Yeah, get up on it.
and my Ben Zobrist vote. The fact that
No,
nobody
all right,
voted for
step back off.
but
Step back off.
that nobody voted for Ben Zobrist. I don't think he should. Actually, you know what? I do actually think he should be a Hall of Famer. Because he changed at least award voting. There would not be a utility Silver Slugger and a utility Gold Glove if it hadn't been for Ben Zobrist. And I don't
Sure.
think that particular situation with the player would exist without Ben Zobrist and Joe Madden
Yeah.
finding each other and like Joe Madden just it drove my dad absolutely insane that Joe Madden would put out 150 different lineups for a 162 game season. And like that's what happens when you have a guy like Ben Zobrist that can be all over the place. Foolish Baseball actually put out a really good video on Ben Zobrist leading up to these Hall of Fame voting, and again, maybe he shouldn't get in by the writers, but like I think a veterans committee like should really take a hard look at it and be like, this guy definitely changed an aspect of the game that is still prevalent, and like you are now looking for that type of player for your team.
Then let's just name the award after him and not put him in the Hall of Fame.
Well, it's not named after him. Like I did have
make the award.
Okay,
that's the compromise.
But he's not going to be in the Hall of Fame.
Well, so that's what I did have a thought about. Like, but it was going to be very long and convoluted. But, like naming each of the Silver Sluggers and Gold Gloves for a person. So that is something we could read, but I think we'd have to do like AL one episode and NL one episode, or else it's going to be way too long.
That'd be cool.
But because then you'd have the Ben Zobrist utility hitter of the year or whatever. But
listeners,
anyway.
let us know what you think about Ben Zobrist in the Hall of Fame. Jay Lee,
I will say I was mouthing Corey until he gave that argument in text that he changed the game. That's fair. I like it. Every team wants one now.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, Ben Zobrist before Andrew Jones. That makes sense.
That's fine with me.
Second that. Oh, he's gone.
Anything else on your soapbox, Corey? I don't want to steal your thunder here.
Nope. I just wanted to talk about Ben Zobrist some more. And guy had a tough end to his career. So I still think about him, and it seems like he's dealt a bit of a bad hit.
About you too.
It seems like he's dealt a bit of a bad hit. You mentioned something in our text earlier when we were having a different conversation about just kind of me and the person I am and what your dad said. I just hope I haven't talked about catcher's glutes too much here to put me on a list.
You ever talked about him a while? You missed talking about McCann.
Yeah.
Do you think McCann's a Hall of Famer?
No.
Okay.
Unless like it's a mean face Hall of Fame, then he's in for that.
That's what Jared said. He's on vibes.
Vibes. Yep. Yeah. The only thing I want to throw out there is I think the three that made it in for sure. Surprised Carlos Beltran got 70%. I'm sure that makes you feel great, Aaron, but we'll save that for a different day. My favorite thing about this Hall of Fame induction was Ichiro just coming out and being like, I just want to have a drink with the guy that didn't vote for me. That's hilarious. And that's actually really great. This should be an interview. Just sit down, you're talking why didn't you vote for me? Because the world would like to know.
The only reason anybody should not have voted for him is if they wanted to vote for 10 other guys and they knew Ichiro was getting in. That's the only reason. But you would claim that if that's the case. So somebody is hiding.
No, you leave that other person off and vote for Ichiro. But yeah, no, I think I like this. I think, don't worry, Aaron. I think your boys are going to eventually get in.
There's nobody new coming on next year. So Andrew and Beltran the only two that even have a shot of getting in next year. It may be nobody.
How many Sorry, do we know how many votes Francisco got?
I got it right here. 1 second. Francisco got 40 votes.
And does it say what year he's been on now?
This was his third.
I mean, he's not that. I don't know if he is at all. And I don't think he's that far behind Billy in a lot of the, saves, Ks, all that, all that stuff. I wonder if he makes it in eventually, but I guess we'll see.
And then last thing I'll do, and I'll get off my soapbox and pass it. Torrey Hunter, 20 votes, 5.1%. He stays on the ballot.
Keep on there.
Here we go.
The one thing that's interesting about this year is this is kind of like maybe this ballot and going forward is it's highlighting how we view players differently. It's going to be very hard for any pitcher to match starting pitcher to match CC and counting stats from here on out. You just don't pitch enough. So the bar for starting pitchers is going to have to change. But then we've already seen it with relief pitchers in the last couple of years because, like you said, K-Rod and Billy, similar counting stats. But when you look at like the quality in a smaller sample size, Billy Wagner is one of the best pitchers ever. When you look at like his threshold, he's like 900 innings or whatever. He didn't even get to 1,000 innings, which has always been his knock. But if you take the barrier down to 900 innings, he's like the best reliever ever, especially left-handed. And I just think it's cool too. Like uh, uh, his last year was 2010, which he pitched for the Braves that year, which was also Bobby Cox's last year, and just kind of ran out of healthy body. That's what Troy Gloss was playing third base in the playoffs for the Braves. Like it was just running out of players. But Billy was brought in to bridge the gap because the Braves had Kimbrel that year as a rookie. And Wagner had a 1.43 ERA at 38 years old, 104 strikeouts, 22 walks, and see what the saves are at. 37 saves. So yeah, like he was still lights out, but he blew his leg out in the playoff game trying to cover a swinging bunt, and so he retired right after that. But yeah, the dude's still nasty at the end. He probably had a couple more years in if he hadn't gotten hurt.
And he hasn't changed his pants since.
Same pants. Good old Billy.
Oh,
Isn't his son on Blue Jays now too? Isn't that his son, Max Wagner? Am I making that up? He's got. There's a Wagner kid that's coming up. That was his. I don't know if that's the same one or not, but he's got one.
Probably
coming.
on the Blue Jays, just because
I know
all of
they
the
like
sons are on Blue Jays.
Yeah, that may be a different guy though.
You could have done the research on this.
Yeah, sorry, I just popped in my head. The Blue Jays had another Wagner, but I don't know if it's him or not. All right, any other thoughts on the Hall of Fame, guys?
Nope.
Well, sweet. Jared, what do you got for us?
Okay, guys.
Yes, Will Wagner is his son, and he's on the Blue Jays.
Will Wheaton?
There we go.
Well, who's Max Wagner?
I think in that
great grandson.
Isn't that Max Wagner and he Orlando Magic? There's two Wagners on the Magic. I may have got the names mixed up.
Yes.
That's my
Anyway,
NBA knowledge.
we got some trivia again, and now it's nice because we got an extra person, Mr. Vader, aka the Stat Man, aka Corey.
Oh.
All right, everybody.
So, hey, this seems to really help, so I'm going to keep learning it.
This is constricting blood flow.
You don't have to see, Corey. You just need to hear.
It looks really tight on your face. Anyway, so this list is all about. I made it the other day because I was thinking, Joe, what position do you think is the least valuable on the field?
What position is least valuable on the field?
Or, in your mind, there's three that play the outfield. I'm just going to say it for you, the outfield.
Yeah,
so I made this trivia quiz all about the most athletic, we need this player, he's your prime position. This list is all about shortstops.
Oh,
Okay.
you're gonna say second baseman.
Nope.
Uh,
Next time it's catchers, Corey. Sorry to know if you're going to be here or not. My bad.
that's okay.
It just would have been all about glute sizes for different catchers.
It's true. What's their waist? What size jeans do they wear?
Oh, ask Billy Wagner.
Corey would have nailed
Too
it.
small. I did. There was nothing left to the imagination in
Hey,
Billy's
Jay Lee,
right.
lower body.
Yeah, go ahead.
Jay Lee, yeah, real quick, because Corey wasn't on for our introductions. So this is happening, but we want your opinion regardless, right? So we have some new merch coming. There's pants, there's shorts, there's capris, there's all sorts of stuff. But mostly I came up with, but I'll share it with the group because that's how we do it. It's called longs, and instead of like stopping at your knee, it goes like 2 feet past your feet, the legs of the pants.
Okay.
I guess we got to call them pants too. So
Sure.
um,
Would be a type of pant.
we're gonna get our listeners' feedback, but that's probably gonna hit our store. It's FYI. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Probably a top seller.
How tight are they throughout the length? Extremely?
I mean, it could be whatever. I know that
So they come in relaxed fit, straight fit, skinny.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Give me
Okay.
longs.
Yeah. It's another thing. Never mind.
All right. How about
Billy
we
Wagner's
get to the
gonna be our
trivia
model.
here? Perfect. He needs something to do now. He's retired and in the Hall of Fame. All right. So, like I said, all of these questions pertain to the position of shortstop. I will try to. There's a couple on here that I'm going to explain to you and make sure that we're all on the same page. But this is generally about the position of shortstop. People who have played shortstop and about said position.
Can we ask Pat where the shortstop is located on the field? Is he
That's not a good question. Well, it is,
I
but
played short.
he thought Joe played short, and Joe never played short.
what
Ever.
what number is shortstop in the box score?
I think I played more innings at short than Joe did, and that was an outfielder.
Yeah, I got 2 innings there. I think that beat Joe.
Corey, you might, and you only ever played catcher.
I remember one time during a doubleheader, I was sitting by Coach Schultz on the bench, and he's like, "I'm gonna put you at second this game." I was like, "Okay." He's like, "No, you're good to catch, right?" I was like, "Yeah, that's fine." And so I just caught the second game. But there was a fleeing thought of his that maybe I could go somewhere else.
I just want to see Corey make a routine throw to the first baseman from second. There's those tracksters home would have been taken out left and right. That net wasn't there.
I did play second base one time my sophomore year and turned a double play. That was not the guy was called out at first, and he absolutely was safe. But again, it was at the Saki Dome, so you get a little bit of you get some calls there sometimes.
Love it. Anyway, so how this is gonna work? You guys have something to write on?
I'll type it at my phone here.
All right. So Aaron is already cheating. He's got Safari pulled up on his phone. Perfect. I'm gonna ask questions, and then I'll go around the room here and ask for you guys' answer. You guys ready to get started?
Say Ozzie Smith to every question. Go ahead.
All right. Question 1. Who is considered the greatest shortstop of all time?
Pretty subjective question.
Yeah,
what the heck? Based on who and what?
Based off of me typing it into Google, and this was the most generated answer.
Oh, come on.
This is this is overall. You didn't put any words around it.
No,
hitter, fielder.
I just typed in shortstop.
It's on his computer, all Cardinal stuff.
It's not a Cardinal.
Well, I would say Ozzie Smith, but I don't think that's what your AI deep track or whatever told you. All right, I'm ready.
Okay. Aaron, you ready? Corey, you ready?
Yep.
All right,
This
Corey,
guy
what do
even
you
play
got?
shortstop?
I got Honus Wagner. I feel like
that's right.
That's right. I had Ripken also.
Corey taking an early lead.
GG.
Nice.
All right, that's all I had.
Who invited him?
That's it.
That was the one quack. Corey wins. Thanks for coming, Corey.
Hey, you're welcome, guys. Thanks for having me.
Closest Joe's ever been to first place.
Okay, no need for smack talk. All right, here we go. What shortstop has the most hits?
I'm gonna need a moment here.
I mean, Pete Rose played probably a game at short.
Yeah.
No. So I think
Primary position, shortstop.
primarily, yeah. So that's what we're looking for. I want to preface that. I'm not looking for one player who played shortstop and then like this was known as a shortstop. So Corey, you can't pick Ben Zobrist. I mean, you can, but the answer would be wrong.
I have a wrong answer because it's the only person that I have that's not embarrassing. And it probably
Everybody
is
ready?
Yeah.
All right. Aaron, who you got?
I got Jeter.
Joe, who you got?
I have Derek Jeter.
Corey, who you got?
I was smiling because I didn't think Corey would write him.
Derek Jeter.
All right. Everybody gets a point.
Woo!
Would anybody like to tell me how many hits he has? I have it written down. It's not for a point. Just had it written down.
3,116.
Corey?
3,064.
3,117.
3,465.
400, huh? Dang.
Nice. I remember his 3,000s was a homer.
Yeah.
That's a real bummer. He was such a bad fielder, though.
Yeah, the worst shortstop ever in all things. Fielding wise.
He wasn't good
Stats.
at playing shortstop. Alex Rodriguez was a significantly better shortstop than Derek Jeter
When
was.
Corey and I agree on something this easily, guys, you know it's right.
No, because you guys don't ever agree on anything.
Right.
Okay, moving on. Where are we at here? All right, question 3. Fellas, what shortstop has the most home runs? I'm going to give you a hint. A-Rod is not the answer.
Okay.
I mean, I can only name like 7 shortstops of all time. So,
Well, oh boy.
How many outfielders can you name, Joe?
I mean, they're so irrelevant. I don't even feel like I need to know any. You can put me in the outfield and it'd be just like anybody else playing out there.
I have an answer.
I have an answer.
All right. Joe, who you got?
Cal Ripken.
Aaron, who you got?
Ripken.
I got Ernie Banks.
Ooh. Cal Ripken Jr. is the answer.
The count for me and Aaron?
Boys. Yeah.
We didn't say junior.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm thinking, I don't know if I should give it to you.
I said Ripken because I didn't know if it was Billy or not.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. We got a tie ball game. 2-2.
All right. I want to appeal here.
Why?
Because Ernie Banks has more home runs than Cal Ripken.
I thought Ernie Banks played third. Am I wrong?
He played shortstop for a while, and then he played first base.
Cool.
But everybody remembers him as a shortstop.
As a third baseman.
He won 2 MVPs as a shortstop.
How many homers did he hit as a shortstop?
How many home runs did Cal Ripken get as a shortstop?
He played more games in his career at first than he did short. That doesn't count.
Weird. That's weird, Corey. I'm about to deduct a point from Corey for arguing.
All I'm saying is I think that question's a little sketchy.
Well, you got it wrong.
Cal Ripken Jr. has the most home runs in history by a shortstop with 431. Alex Rodriguez is close behind him with 344. That's really not close, but that's what it says. Alex is second, 344 at shortstop.
He does not have Cal Ripken Jr. does not have 431 home runs at shortstop. He has 431 home runs total.
Oh, 353. There we go. 353 at shortstop, Cal. 345 A-Rod. 298 for Ernie. 285 for Miguel Tejada.
Take a point away, please.
I mean, do you just want to just take this over, Corey, or you come back for one
this
day?
This is why I'm here. This is what you guys wanted.
You ruined the vibe of the trivia.
Exactly what we wanted. The more chaos is the better. So just for the record, Ernie Banks was the wrong answer, correct, Jared?
It was not the right answer, correct.
Okay.
Okay. I took notes on this one because I knew Corey would eventually ask questions around something. What shortstop has the highest fielding percentage, and it's a minimum of 1,000 innings played?
So that's like a season.
1,000 games played, you mean? Or 1,000 innings?
1,000 innings is about a season, yeah.
I think I have this one saved because this one was a question one. But go ahead and write your answers down.
Feel like Ozzy's too obvious. Even though by all defensive standards, he is the best.
He's not.
He is. Just looked it up. We did.
He's not the best.
He is. It depends on what you look at.
Number 2.
I mean,
the guy I wrote down.
There's like 60 different defensive metrics, so I guess it depends.
I've got an answer.
He's not for call.
Okay, so this is from baseball. I got this from Baseball Reference, and it has the list of. I typed in highest fielding percentage at shortstop of all time, and this guy is number 1 on this list from Baseball Reference, which is a very valuable source.
Yes,
Corey, is that good enough for you?
We'll see what the answer is, and I'll let you know after that.
See if he likes
Corey,
the answer.
I'm asking you, Corey, is that a valuable source?
I guess.
All right, Corey, who do you have?
I got Simba. Andrelton Simmons.
Joe.
Omar Vizquel.
Aaron.
Mark Ballinger.
Baseball Reference has Omar Vizquel.
Oh. Nice.
That's fine. I guess they don't take into account just like the type of person you are when you're talking about defense.
The person? Like, are you kind to the staff?
Yeah, imagine he probably wasn't.
Well, probably not. Anyway, moving on.
Can you give us top 5 real quick, just for fun?
Yeah, we couldn't see that. It was cleared out.
Oh, sorry. Again, like I said, minimum of 1,000 innings played. So number 2 is actually Troy Tulowitzki.
Huh. Nice.
3, Freddie Galvis.
Of course.
4, Jimmy
Almost
Rollins.
wrote that.
And then 5, JJ Hardy.
Wow. Okay.
Simmons was tied for 12th on the list.
And where was Mark Ballinger on the list?
I have to keep scrolling.
Yeah. Take your time.
Yeah, just look at the best defensive shortstop of all time as far as runs saved, and you'll find him number 1, top, right ahead Ozzy.
All right. Anyway, moving on. Score update, guys. Joe's in the
Mark
lead.
Ballinger was a pitcher.
No, Orioles shortstop, like 70s, 80s.
No, I'm looking at Mark Ballinger on Baseball Reference. He's a pitcher with negative .1 career WAR. Played for the Indians at the time. I think I can still say that if that's technically the team he played on.
Careful.
You spelling it right? Belanger.
Ballinger?
Bellinger? He's from Pittsfield, Massachusetts. There you go, guys.
Interesting.
Look at him. He was fine.
Yeah,
Definitely didn't hit home runs or hit at all.
We ready for question 5?
Yeah.
Questions are. Can we just stop right there?
No, you're winning.
Joe has 3, Aaron 2, Corey 2. All right, question 5. What shortstop has the most Gold Gloves?
Gotta be an obvious one, right?
I mean, it's either got to be him or the guy I just said.
Everybody ready?
No. I don't like this question. I'll just do fine. I'm ready.
All right, Corey, who you got?
Ozzy.
Aaron? Joe?
Ozzy Smith.
Correct.
The Wizard.
How many do you have?
13.
Nice.
All right, moving on here. This is going to make you think a little bit. The last 2. Who at shortstop has the most Silver Slugger awards?
Hmm.
I'm good.
All right, I got one.
All right, Aaron.
I think it's Jeter.
Joe.
I had A-Rod.
Corey.
Miguel Tejada.
Don't want Tejada.
The answer is Barry Larkin.
Oh,
nice.
Look at that.
Nice.
He won 9 between 1988 and 1999.
Yeah, there weren't a whole lot of shortstops that hit in the National League in the 90s. That's
all right. Score update.
Larkin.
Moving into the last question. Score update. Joe 4, Aaron 3, Corey 3. Gentlemen, who is the first left-handed hitting shortstop to hit 200 home runs?
What?
First left-handed hitting shortstop. That's a cool question.
Okay. I can think of one so far. Just
that's probably the one I thought of.
I can't think of any.
I have a left-handed shortstop written down. Good.
Yeah, sure. The one guy.
Yeah. Is yours recent?
Yep.
Okay. Is there anybody before him?
All right. I feel like I'm going to have to come up with a tiebreaker question, so stall for a second.
Joe got one yet?
Think of.
Don't give him hits. We got to catch him.
No. I'm gonna think of some. I'm gonna throw him off the scent.
Recent, obviously, is the right answer. Give me 10 seconds.
We have a 3-way tie. Pressure.
All right, I got one. I don't know if he batted left-handed at all, but I put him down.
All right. Aaron, who you got?
Seager, Corey,
who you got?
JD's brother. Oh, just kidding. Seager also.
I had Jimmy Rollins.
Switchy.
Gentlemen, we have a tie. It was Corey Seager.
First time ever here. That's crazy. There's nobody before him, but I couldn't think of any other left-handed shortstops.
Stephen Drew. That was my other. Oh, do you know how many home runs Corey Seager currently has? 200.
200 on the dot? Oh, wow. I didn't say it could be too many more than that, but that's crazy. Right on the dot, huh? Stop looking up trivia.
Stephen Drew has 123. Sorry. I guess you can't use Stephen Drew in his total home runs.
Well, I guess I'm done.
Guess I'm looking at the splits on Jimmy Rollins.
Yeah, he has switch.
Hang on. I think I got a good one here. Let me look it up.
We got a 3-way tie here, Rake position trivia night. 4-4 going to the bottom of the 9th.
I would say the 10th because it is
it's
extra innings. Yeah.
Got a ghost runner on second, Joe's favorite. What are they called? They're not called a ghost runner. What are they called in the MLB?
Stupidity.
Stupid runner. Stupid runner on second.
All right, I got one here. This is one of probably everyone knows this name, this shortstop. Very famous.
We'll be throwing that out there to make somebody who can't get it look even dumber.
No, I'm going to tell you who the shortstop is. You guys are. The question is, you guys are going to tell me. We're going to see who closest to the pin here.
Yeah, like it.
Mr. Nomar Garcia Parra.
Nomar.
How many homers did he have?
How many homers?
Ooh. And is this closest? So if you're over by 1, you still win?
Yep. Closest to the pin.
And you have to write it down so Joe can't Price is Right you.
Because I would.
And
go ahead, Aaron. I'll let you go first.
Corey, let me know. Have you looked up his stats recently? I feel like this is a guy that you would look up his stats randomly.
No, I haven't.
Former Cubby.
Yeah, when he was bad.
I played more shortstop games for the Cubs than Ernie Banks did.
It's not true.
Do I go?
Yes. You're thinking too much. You don't know the answer.
Yeah, that's true.
I hope he nails it. I hope he gets it right on the dot.
I got a number written down. I feel like I might be a hair.
Let me know when you guys are locked in.
I'm ready.
All right, we'll start with Corey. What do you got?
213.
I thought I was high.
Joe, what do you got?
Am I up?
Yep.
I had 327.
Oh, no way.
Aaron, what do you got?
I hope I'm right because I'm talking smack. 174.
Do some math, Jerry.
No, it's actually pretty easy.
It is pretty easy. I looked it up after I said it.
Yep. Corey is the winner.
What was it?
229.
Wow, he got over 200. Okay.
But we are going to look into this victory because Corey said that he looked it up after. But we'll review the footage, Corey, and see if you looked it up after or before.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. Let's get the NFL refs in here.
Wow. I was unaware that he absolutely cratered after age 30.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Boston shipped him out, and he was bad in the National League.
9 years in Boston, he had 178, and then he sucked.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, that's all I got, guys. Thanks for
Cubs
playing.
fans know. All righty, guys. Well, welcome back, Corey. We had fun with the dads. That is everything on our agenda. We'll be back sometime next week in the month of February as spring training gets ready to go. Hopefully, we got a couple more signings. We'll have some more trivia fun. We'll see what else we bring to the table next week. But Joseph still has not won a trivia, so we'll keep trying, Joe. Any final thoughts?
Pretty good today.
Comments? Yeah. I'm in my dad's bedroom, and he's looking at me like, I want to go to bed.
Thanks, guys. It was so much fun.
All right, until next time, don't forget to
rate
your
position.